Welcome to the Mixed Race Belonging podcast, where we explore the intersection of mixed identity and belonging through the lens of somatics and personal and collective liberation to help you heal your belonging wounds and reconnect with your innate wholeness through relationships, new experiences, and activism. I'm your host, Raina LaGrand, an embodiment coach for mixed race people with a background as a trauma therapist, yoga teacher, and health educator. The tools and insights I share with you here are the approach that has not only helped me heal my belonging wound, but also helped me help my mixed race clients do the same. We all need something good to belong to right now. Relationships and spaces where we feel safe, held, seen, heard, and dignified. Thanks for being here, and let's get started with today's show. Hey y'all, welcome back to the show. Intro music. This is honestly probably going to be a pretty short episode, and I'm just kind of even kind of adding to the conversation as far as what I shared last week around reconciling your proximity to whiteness. This episode is specifically for you mixed race people out there with white moms because we have been getting so much shit on the internet lately. And it really pisses me off, honestly. Because I think here's the thing, and I think I said this in last week's episode too. We can speak about patterns without essentializing. We can speak about patterns without essentializing. I think that there's maybe something here and, there's probably a lot of theories, and I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Like, why is it that it's uniquely mixed people with white moms versus mixed people with white parents, right? I think that there's something around this cultural connotation that the mom is the primary caregiver. Also, like, this conversation obviously is existing within a very like cisgender heterosexual framing, but I think that there's this connotation that, okay, moms are the ones providing the care and maybe like having the closest relationship with mixed folks with their children, excuse me, and specifically with like their like girl and women identified children. Um that is like, yeah, there's something about kind of the nature of that relationship. And maybe there's something here around then that the culture of the mom is the culture that you are then most steeped in if that is your primary caregiver. And I think on the one hand, I get that absolutely our parents are really influential around shaping our worldview and how we show up in the world. And white women have historically held a problematic position in the system of white supremacy, where they have been complacent. Their discomfort and their fear has been something that's received a lot of like priority in like helping them to feel safe, in the world. And maybe because of the colonial project that is whiteness, white moms don't prioritize getting their kids as close to their cultures as maybe Black moms or Latina moms do, for instance. And so I do understand, like, maybe some patterns there sometimes that do need attention and accountability. And I just think that is such an essentialized, simple way to think about something that is actually so much more complex. For instance, I have clients who are mixed race and have white mothers who they are not close to because they have never felt seen by their moms. They have felt like, even in some situations, their existence has been a source, like a threat to their mom, that their mom has rejected them because they came out too dark skinned or whatever, right? That is actually, I think, a pretty, maybe not common, but like common enough experience in the mixed community. I also have clients whose monoracial POC moms are problematic, right? I also have clients whose white parents are hella woke. And of course, I have clients with moms of all identities who are great moms or who are moms who are doing their best given the circumstances and the unique challenges of raising a mixed race child in the 90s and early 2000s, for instance. So, to reduce things down to mixed women with white moms, it is really just not that simple. I think this is really kind of like some scapegoating that is going on. And I think the impact of this, and I can even speak from my own experience, I think the impact of this is sometimes it generates this larger rejection of your white family members than is necessary, quote unquote. Everybody gets to be in choice around how you relate to your white family members and ancestors. And I wonder sometimes, like, how would it feel if you knew that loving your white mom, loving your white family members, if that's a choice that you want to make, doesn't make you a bad person of color? Because I think sometimes when we kind of develop this over accountability, like rejection of whiteness, that it actually keeps us from doing our own work around the ways that white supremacy lives on in us. And it also keeps us from knowing that we belong and seeing ourselves as people who have absolutely been racialized um and and harmed from systems of like racialized oppression. Having family members or ancestors who are white doesn't negate these other aspects of your identity and your experience. And being accountable to the ways that whiteness and white supremacy live in your body or in your family don't necessitate like rejection and othering. It doesn't like mean that you have to go to the other end of the spectrum. Things are so much more complex than that. None of us are all good or bad, nor are our white moms all good or bad, nor are our POC moms all good or bad, right? So I think that having a more nuanced perspective on this is really important. But more importantly, I think feeling held in the ways that you are navigating this conversation, all this like internet hate is really important. And working with me in one on one coaching is a container for you to feel held and seen and safe. You don't have to prove yourself to me that you're woke enough. You don't have to explain yourself that you are, really do have like POC ancestors or whatever. It is a completely safe space for you to come and work through some of these issues so that you calm all the mental calculations you do every time you walk into a space so that you can decide, hey, I want to join this like cultural group without overthinking it, so that you don't feel like you have to like explain that you're woke enough to other people or hide that you are really close to your white mom, and so that you can find your place in movement work and helping us all move toward collective liberation. I don't want you wasting any more time scrolling through TikTok, feeling triggered by the videos that you're seeing, feeling like you have to argue with people in the comments, or feeling like you are just doomed and unworthy of belonging because you have a white mom. Reach out, let's chat, let's get you the help that you need, and I really can't wait to see you leave all this baggage behind and just like really shine. As always, thanks for listening. Everything you need is in the show notes, and I am here if you have questions or comments.